So guys, I'm fairly late to the party here, but I'm sure by now you've seen that there was a confrontation between Manuel Charr versus Tyson Fury. And it appears that Manuel Charr flew over to the UK to try and call Tyson Fury out and try and create some hype around a potential fight between himself and Tyson Fury. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Manuel Charr has actually behaved in this manner before. I believe I vaguely recollect a video of him approaching one of the Klitschko brothers looking for a fight with that person. So he kind of has a history of this type of behaviour. And Manuel Charr, for me, is the definition of like a fringe contender in the heavyweight division, realistically. If you look at the opponents he's beaten, he lost to Vitaly Klitschko relatively early on in his career, and it's kind of a bit bizarre he even got that title fight because he hadn't really beaten very much at all in advance of fighting Vitaly Klitschko. But he's beaten guys like Jakub Saglam, Konstantin Eretz, Denis Baktov, Kevin Johnson, Michael Grant, Alex Leopai. So he's got a relative set of names on his resume, I guess. But he's also lost by decision to Johan Duhaupas, who obviously lost to Wilder and Povetkin, etc. He got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, although some doubts over Povetkin. And he was also knocked out by Maris Bradis, which tactically may have been the wrong fight for Charr to have taken, because now he's always got a knockout loss to a cruiserweight on his resume, which probably doesn't read well. But I guess Charr is semi-well known to heavyweight boxing fans. He's obviously been in big fights with Klitschko, Povetkin, etc. He was also billed to fight David Haye at one point. So he's a guy who's got some image and some marketability, and I guess he's probably better known to heavyweight boxing fans realistically than most guys at his sort of ranking in the heavyweight division would be. Realistically, for me, Charr is probably top 50 if we're being charitable, as opposed to too much higher than that realistically. But he's come over. He's obviously aware of the fact that Tyson Fury's been out of the ring for a long time, and he's looking to position himself as a comeback opponent for Tyson Fury. So there's been a confrontation, which initially appeared to be semi-friendly. The two guys shook hands, and Fury said that he'd be very up for fighting Manuel Charr. According to reports, and I couldn't make this out from the footage itself, but according to certain reports I've seen, supposedly Manuel Charr made a comment. He certainly appeared to be making a comment about Tyson Fury's weight, and he may have then made a comment which I cannot confirm, suggesting that Tyson Fury was a madman. Now, whether or not that was in relation to Fury's supposed battles with mental illness, I do not know. But it appeared that Tyson Fury then seemed to get frustrated with Manuel Charr and appeared to push him off, try and get him away. So, I don't know, some hype now building around a potential Fury versus Manuel Charr fight. And I guess confrontations like this and YouTube clips like this between the two, which I'm sure have got a huge amount of views already, is only going to generate interest and spark some intrigue in this fight. For what it's worth, Manuel Charr is probably exactly the right type of opponent Tyson Fury should be coming back against. If the two fought today, I couldn't confidently pick Tyson Fury to beat Manuel Charr, because Fury is so physically out of shape, that even a fringe level guy like Manuel Charr could really potentially cause him problems. Manuel Charr is not a guy who you'd think would trouble someone in the top 15, but it's hard to say that Tyson Fury represents a challenge even at that level given his current physical condition. But assuming that Tyson Fury gets in the gym, assuming that Tyson Fury loses that weight, gets in sparring, and regains something even resembling the form he had prior to the Vladimir Klitschko fight, then you'd have to suggest that Tyson Fury would handle Manuel Charr with consummate ease. There's nothing in Manuel Charr's game that for me would even be of concern to a near peak Tyson Fury. I actually think that a fight between Fury and Manuel Charr would potentially resemble something like a sparring session, probably not dissimilar to when Fury fought Christian Hamer some time ago. And it's a it's a fight that could happen, I guess, if Tyson Fury is to come back after such a long absence from the ring. It's very, very unlikely that he comes back against a Joshua or a Wilder straight away. For me, the only way he comes back against a big name like that is if he is genuinely out of love with boxing and is coming back for one large payday before sailing off into the sunset. Because if he's got genuine ambitions of winning titles, continuing his unbeaten record, etc., he's got to drop down a level from his last fight against Klitschko and try and rebuild, because he's been inactive for so long, he's had so many problems, and he's been in such appalling physical condition that I really think he's going to have to drop down a level or two, for his comeback fights. And Manuel Charr is exactly the right sort of level. It's not a disgrace. It's not a disgrace for. Given how long Fury's been out of the ring, you could see him potentially coming back against much worse opponents than Manuel Charr, so it's not a disgrace. At the same time, it's not someone that you'd realistically be picking to upset Tyson Fury, even if Tyson Fury was 80% the fighter that he was going into that Klitschko fight. So I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that this is a fight that actually could materialise in one form or another, I suspect that when we do see Tyson Fury coming back, Manuel Charr will at least be one of the names, in the mix. I guess he kind of had the potential to be already, but given this confrontation and given, the hype it's generated, I guess that's become even more likely. So let me know your thoughts, people. What was your take on this confrontation? Was it staged? Do you think this is all part of a big plot to announce Manuel Charr as Fury's comeback opponent and just to generate hype around that fight? Give me your perspective on how a fight between the two would go. Drop your comments in the section below. If you've enjoyed the video, please take the time to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, but you haven't done so before, please do subscribe so you can check out my other stuff. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in.